Up+Adam.
Tractor systems are offline.
We are Beyond FM.
Beyond FM.
The future of broadcasting is here.
Up+Adam with Adam Montiel. It's community content from Concentrate. It's Up+Adam with Adam Montiel.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Yes, some say life is just where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
Tuesday, here we are. Thank you so much for being Up+Adam. My name is Adam Montiel. All right, today it's Tuesday. This week is yesterday I had straight aspects of it feeling cold. Temps on the rise, and it's going to be nice, beautiful, nice and warm for the 4th of July, as I understand it. Excited for today's show. Really pumped. Diamond Phillips. Woo, one of those rare actors who doesn't just have a career, he has like a timeline in our collective memory. From La Bamba, Stand and Deliver, Young Guns, to Longmire, Broadway, to books, to directing. I mean, he's been a part of the stories that made us feel something in a lot of ways. These movies that he's been a part of, it's pretty cool. And what's wild is decades in, he's not coasting on nostalgia. He's not just kind of riding the Diamond Phillips wave. It might be easy to. He's still hunting for roles with real teeth, real heart, danger, a little bit of dust on the soul. And that's what you're going to get with this he's in a new movie called Gangland out in theaters this week. So we're going to chat all about the new film. He plays this guy named Teddy Sharp, this weathered tribal cop trying to hold the line as a ruthless fugitive returns to a rural Indigenous reservation and threatens to expose some of the darkest secrets. And in our chat, Lou gets into the storm, really inside this character, what it was like to play it, why he brought in trusted Indigenous advisors from back in the day doing Longmire, and why he says the film, he calls it artisanal. And I thought that was such an interesting way to call a film. So we'll talk about all of it. In fact, he's even getting some chatter for some awards with this film. So I think we got to keep our eye on Diamond Phillips, and we're going to have a chance to talk to the man today. Excited about that. One story. I don't know why. This story kind of made me laugh. This is out of New Jersey, where the yearbooks, it's a middle school where the yearbooks got recalled. Listen to why.
A New Jersey middle school had to recall their yearbooks after an infant photo of Hitler was accidentally published in the baby photos section. Incident occurred at Eastbrook Middle School in Paramus, New Jersey. Okay, so and even the mayor of Paramus.
You know how yearbooks do the baby photos. And I don't know if this was supposed to be a baby photo of a teacher, because obviously no baby photo of a kid would be black and white, right? So, all right, let her go.
Said he got word of this yearbook debacle, saying this event does not reflect the town as a whole. The incident prompted investigation because it is not immediately clear who entered this photo into the yearbook, who was responsible for including it, how it got there, or how it even made it through the review process before being published and then distributed.
Now, I remember back in the day, you would have a yearbook committee and then a yearbook class. And some people were in this class and they worked with they kind of worked with staff on the admin, right, with the school. And together the yearbook was made kind of with the students' assistants in a way, right? So I have no idea how this happened. Obviously, somebody was trying to troll and say, oh, here's this picture. And
according to NorthJersey.com, the school's principal, Ryan Auperly, wrote in a letter to parents, earlier today, after students had already received their yearbooks, we learned that the baby picture section of the yearbook contained an image that was later identified as an infant photograph of Adolf Hitler. We immediately collected the yearbook so the image would not remain in circulation.
Now, why? I don't think that they should have. My instinct, look, I haven't really thought this through, but my instinct is those books, that's the yearbook. That's what happened. That's what was published. There you go. And also you have all these kids who are signing it. You got 50,000 signatures all of a sudden. And that's one of the most heartfelt parts of the last few days of school is getting people to sign your yearbook. I mean, that's huge. It's a huge kind of emotional thing that goes down and friendship and the camaraderie of you and the kids that you went to school with. And they're going to say, hey, we're going to take those books back. And then I remember what happened. I don't know how. Something like this happened to me. I'm having like some deja vu. And I don't know how it went down, but there was some mistake in the yearbook where they had to take them all back and then give them out in like, I don't know, a little while. And what they ended up doing was giving us an insert. Can't believe I remember this right now. How weird. They gave us an insert of like 3 or 4 blank pages that we would get signed, right? And then we would put that later in the yearbook. What happened? I'm dying to remember what. So I don't know. Interesting story. I think they should have just let it. Maybe that's why I instinctively think they should have let it. Because I remember being like, what are you taking our yearbook? You know, because there was already signatures. And I remember that now.
It's unclear what will happen with the recalled yearbooks since many of them were already signed by fellow students and staff. But I'm so curious to know what you guys think. Smart of them to recall, or they're already printed.
I think they're already printed. Just let them stay. I don't know. Maybe because I literally just reconnected with going through that. How funny. What a story, though, right? Adolf Hitler's baby picture? Stop it. That's too much. Oh, my God. All right, I'm gonna get in this conversation with Lou Diamond Phillips. When you got Lou Diamond Phillips, you're about to connect with him, you get right to it. I do want to thank my friends Benny's Pizza. There are pizza spots. In fact, when I had Benny on the show, we counted, like 26, 27 of them? There's nothing like Benny's Pizza. We're talking that Detroit-style, thick, crispy, pan-fried, crusty goodness. Sauce on top or bottom, it doesn't even matter because there's flavor in every single bite. They got happy hour Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30, $3.50 on domestic cans, $2 off premium beer and wine, plus food specials that hit the spot. The patio is great. The lunch special, get in there, get a slice, a salad, a Coke, back at work in 40 minutes. You know what I mean? They'll get you in and out. Benny's Pizza, it's not just where you eat, it is where you land. Make an order up, 439-3838. They're on Upper Monterey, 1601 Monterey Street, San Luis Obispo.
It's Up and Adam with Adam Montiel.
Lou Diamond Phillips is with us. And man, this is one of those conversations where the career is so big, you almost don't even know where to start, right? La Bamba, Stand and Deliver, Young Guns, Longmire, Broadway, directing, writing, more than 150 credits. And still, he's here with a new film. It feels gritty, human, very much alive with this one. It's called Gangland. And Lou plays a guy named Teddy Sharp, a weathered tribal cop, trying to keep a rural indigenous reservation from boiling over as a fugitive returns and old secrets start coming to the surface. I should do the, in a world where old secrets start coming to the surface. I always want to do, I know I don't have the voice for it, but I always wanted to do like trailers. So love Lou Diamond Phillips. Look at this. Connecting now, he's on the show. He's Up and Adam. Lou, the last time I had you, my travel plans got messed up, and I'm talking to you on the freeway on FaceTime. Like, it was crazy. I don't know. It was about a year ago.
I remember. Yes, I remember that. That was crazy. I was hoping you weren't going to crash or something crazy like that.
You were so generous and so kind. I was like, here's my first time talking to Lou Diamond Phillips. Let me ask you another question. I just started noticing I was waiting for you. I'm getting a lot of grays in here. When did you start going gray and be like, I'm cool with it because it looks so good on you?
Oh, well, thank you.
Like, your hair looks so good.
Well, I'm thrilled that I still have it all. That's, first and foremost. Wow. The beard, obviously, as you can see, started going first. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty salt and pepper, on top, although I got more pepper than Clooney does. So I'm grateful for that.
Did you ever go like, I can't do this, I got to color it?
No.
Did you go through that stage?
Never have.
You just let it go?
Yeah, never. Because I've been, I've been fortunate. I mean, there's other people who went prematurely gray and whatnot. And, but for me, I've always been comfortable with the level of it. So, I'm good. I feel like I've earned it. You know what I mean?
I love that. Look, Lou, when people describe a character as weathered, I always think that's such a beautiful actor's word because it means the storm has already happened before the camera ever found him. When you stepped into Teddy Sharp in Gangland, What did you decide this man had already survived before we meet him?
It's revealed in the film, but I mean, he's a tribal cop. He's a tribal cop, man. He's seen some stuff. I mean, any cop, sees stuff and it affects them. I've said it before. There's a lot of my dad in there. My dad did 2 tours in Nam. He saw some stuff. He, and yet still has a sense of humor. Still carries himself with, very little time for bullshit. And that's what I felt about this guy. Even the vocal quality I give him is a little bit more like my dad, and kind of, a little that ambiguous Western feel. But with Teddy, not only has he survived a bunch of storms, the storm is ongoing. The storm is within him. I've said that he carries the kind of weariness and burden that you see in Tommy Lee Jones in No Country for Old Men. And once again, it's that landscape, that desolation, that I am a sentinel out here trying to keep civilization from going down the drain. And he talks a lot about that, throughout. The setup is very much like, Denzel Washington's Training Day or Colors with Sean Penn and Robert Duvall.
I was going to say that. Yeah. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, and so there's definitely that DNA in there. And, but this time the young cop is female, played by Donna Namrud, and she's fantastic in it. And so, there's that dynamic in addition to the fact that she's carrying, some of her own demons on her shoulders. So it's, the movie is pretty relentless in that way. And it's painfully honest. It's painfully honest throughout.
A lot of films set in indigenous communities, Lou, either romanticize the landscape or they reduce the pain. And I love how I was literally going to say, Gangland feels to me like it is Training Day on a reservation. How do you protect the humanity of that world from becoming, from becoming just a backdrop of a crime?
That's a great question. I mean, first of all, it starts with a script, and the script was written by Zach Montague, who is an actual tribal cop in Canada. So, all that stuff is real. And it's funny, Vincent Grashaw, just as a director, is looking not only for that truth, but what's going to make a good movie. I mean, one of the things that he asked Zach was, what's the weirdest thing that ever happened to you? And we get the sequence with the guy in the trunk. That really happened to the writer, and yet it's hilarious, but it's authentic, and just to go one step further, having represented and been an ambassador and an ally to the Native community for so many years now, it was important to me that we got it right. So I with Vincent and the producer's permission, I brought on Marcus Red Thunder, my dear friend from Longmire, who was our technical advisor for 6 years. And he went through the script and he made some changes and he made some suggestions. And once again, like you said, it's about reflecting the humanity of it. And as harsh and as tough as this story is, Marcus was one of the people who really invested it with that humanity, with that optimism, with that we are going to survive, we are resilient, and we will eventually break the cycle. And what's wonderful is that Marcus is the guy in the beginning of the film who was doing the blessing ceremony at the memorial. So that's my man.
I love stories, Lou, where like the older character gets paired with someone new, because it's never just a mentorship. It's like a mirror. The rookie reminds the veteran who they were before the world got complicated. And even more than like what Teddy's new trainee awakens in him, does working with younger actors or actresses, does that even almost shape you as an actor in that role?
100%, brother. I mean, I went and did a residency at the University of Texas at Arlington, where I graduated, and I worked with the theater people and the film people and the musical theater people. And whenever I pop in, sometimes I'll guest direct an acting class or whatever. And that, like you said, man, it just it reminds me of the purity of the craft and of the art and what I fell in love with. And the fact that it's been 40 years and there's been highs and there's been lows, but what has never changed is my love for what I do. And when I see that fire in young people's eyes, and when I can give them a little bit of wisdom, and the funny thing is that there are a number of Indigenous actors who are getting their biggest role to date in this film, and they come in and they're a little intimidated because I'm OG Chavez, and just they and it's my job, it's my duty, as the veterans, to create a space where they can be safe, where they know that they're respected, that I'm there to help them make them better, not to dominate them, but to elevate them. And the result is what you see. We get wonderful performances from people with not a lot of experience. And I was there to help facilitate that.
There's already some people, Lou, making words of awards energy around this performance. I love those phrases because it feels like the audience is trying to say, wait a minute, Lou is doing something here. And when people respond to a performance that deeply, can you feel what they're saying? Or are you sometimes almost surprised by the places where an audience finds the emotion?
I don't mean to sound, self-serving or smug, but it's like I knew what this was. I knew what we had. Yeah. And to get it acknowledged is huge, because that doesn't always happen, man. Great projects slip between the cracks. The things get overlooked. It's competitive out there in the marketplace. And some of the behemoths, man, they're sucking all the air out of the room. They're getting all the audience. They have all the money. They have all the infrastructure for their support. A film like this, man, I've said it before. This is artisanal, and I am hand carrying this bad boy, around the country to get it seen. But the fact that we're 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, the critics are saying. The critics are saying what they're saying. That is the narrative that we need to keep out there and to keep rolling with, and it deserves it. It's earning it, not just for me, but the rest of the film, for Vincent, for this cast, and that's how we will create a grassroots movement which will get this to the widest audience possible.
I love it. Well, from, I think of La Bamba, beautiful, electric humanity, now decades later. And it's not just as nostalgia. You are a working artist. You're still taking risks. And that arc from Richie Valens to Teddy Sharp, everything in between. This is a human road that I've always loved to follow, man. You are really something. It means so much to have you here. Thank you, Lou, for the time and for being Up and Adam.
I appreciate it, Adam. Thank you so much, brother. And I'm glad to see that you're seated securely in a chair and not on the freeway.
I love it, dude. I wish you luck on this movie, but it's not fair to people who need it, my man. You got this, brother.
Thank you, man.
Some say life's where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
Lou, thank you, brother. Gangland is the film. It is in theaters this week. Links to any and all Lou Diamond Phillips' Instagram, the trailer. Just check out the trailer on YouTube. I got a link to it and everything related to the film in the show notes. Yes. Lou Diamond Phillips, baby. All right. We are getting warmer, like I said, SoCal, Central Coast. Getting warmer as we get closer to the 4th of July. Looking forward to, what day of the week is the 4th? It is the weekend. No, it's not. Oh, no, yes, it is. It's Saturday. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to do a show Friday. What do people take a day off because of when 4th of July ends on a Saturday? Do people take Monday off now? Like, is that a bank holiday now? I don't know. All right. I want to thank you. I want to thank Moonshiner Collective for being Up and Adam. I want to thank their contribution to the show. We use it every day. It's our theme song. It's called Start Again. Stream them wherever you get your music. Also, moonshinercollective.com. I do want to thank you for being you and connecting here. It means so much. I want to say hi to Lee and Amy Graves. They listen to the wine show, but they also said they listen to Up and Adam, and they just came out to visit, did the whole thing. They were all over, did all the wineries and the restaurants and the whole thing. And they said one of their favorite days on vacation here was just going and staying at their place, their rental in Los Osos, just chilling. They did a little Devlet wine tasting, went here, went there, and them just chilling in Los Osos was their favorite day of the whole vacation. I love when people come to this area and just find their own little like their own little home, you know? And that was there. So thanks to Lee and Amy Graves for writing in and coming to visit our beautiful area. Appreciate you. Also, want to thank you for connecting here, rating, reviewing, subscribing to the show, sharing it with a friend. It means an absolute ton. Also want to thank our friends at Visit Slow Cal, because this show is recorded at my new Slow Cal studios in the heart of San Luis Obispo County, California. Slow Cal, where the wine is world class, the people are real, and life is too beautiful to rush. Returns well taken. Visit slowcal.com. That's SLOCAL.com. All right, till tomorrow, I'm Adam Montiel. Thanks again for being Up and Adam.